Hello everyone, I am Chaitanya Gottipadi. Today we are going to discuss about a new topic called how to access a database with JDBC. So in the introduction we are going to discuss about a database is an organized collection of data. There are many different stages for organizing data to facilitate easy access and manipulation. A database management system DBMS provides mechanisms for storing, organizing, retrieving, and modifying data for many users. Database management system allows for the access and the storage of data without correction for the internal registration of data. Today's most popular database systems are relational database, a language called SQL. So these are relational database. As we all know what is SQL and how does it works, and pronounced like SQL or as an individual letter is the international standard language used almost universally with the relational database to perform queries and to manipulate data. We have learned about SQL. We will see other writing SQL statements and and other writings and SQL statements. Some popular relational database management system RDBMS are Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle Symbiose, IBM, and DB2. And this is about database. And coming to the what is JDBC, database connectively JDBC an API that lets you access virtually any tabular data sources from the Java programming language. JDBC data accesses API JDBC technology homepage with API. Writes a tabular data source, access virtually any data source from relational database to spreadsheets and flat files. JDBC documentation will will focus on accessing Oracle database. So to see the this focus on Oracle database. That's what it says in the JDBC. Many popular database management systems are now providing JDBC drives. There are also many third parties like JDBC drives available in their chapter. We introducing JDBC and users also be used into the manipulate a MySQL and Java DB database. The techniques documentation here can documentation to determine whether your DBMS comes with a JDBC drive. If not, third party vendor provide JDBC drive for many DBMS. Coming to the next one. So that will be the introduction. So this is the general architecture: Java application, JDBC drive management, what design pattern implemented in the architecture, and what does it buy for us, and what is the architecture also multi-threaded. So coming here we can see Java application. We are coming to the JDBC drive management, and these are the bridge, these are the drivers, and this is a database. Coming to the relational database, a relational database is a logical representation of a data that allows the data to access to without the consideration of its physical structure. A relational database stores the data in tables. Illustrates a sample table that might be used in the personal system. The table name is employee and its primary purpose is to store the attributes of employee. Tables are composed of rows. and rows are composed of columns in which value are stored. These tables consist of 6 rows. The number of column of each row in the table. Primary key, a column with a unique value that cannot be duplicated in the other rows. This guarantee that each row can be identified by its primary key. Good example of primary key columns are social security number, on employee ID number, and part number is an inventory system as values in each of these columns are guaranteed to be unique. The row in the figure 28 are displayed in the order by primary key. In this case, the rows are listed in increasing order, but we could also use decreasing order. And number, name, department, salary, and location. So here, before we talk about the table, right? This is the table, and this is how it look like, and it says the row. So the row is this one. These are the columns, and primary key. These are the primary keys, and these are the columns. So this is we discussed about in a relational database. Here it says each column each column represents a different data attribute. Each column represents a different data attribute. Rows are normally unique by primary key within a table, but particular column value may be duplicated between rows. For example, three different rows in the employee three different rows in a employee. Okay, employee table department column contains the number 413. Different users of database are often interested in different data and different relationships among the data. Most users require only subset of the rows and columns. Queries specify which subset of data which subset of data to select from a table, which use SQL to define queries. For example, you might select data from the employee table to create a result that shows where each department is located, presenting the data stored in increasing order by department number. This result is shown in figure 28 point. So this is the department and location. The, So relational database overview. The book database. We now overview the relational database in the context of sample the book database we created for this chapter. Before we discuss SQL, we discuss the table of the book database. We use this database to introduce the various database concepts, including how to use SQL to obtain information from the database, and to manipulate the data. We provide a script to create the database. You can find the script in the example directory for this chapter, and so these are the relations. Here we give. These are the relations in the database. Actually, these relations we can give in SQL, both SQL and in Oracle also we can give these tables. So all this data can be stored in a table format. So in this table format, I'm just talking about how the database works. All this data have to be created in the table. These tables have to be interlinked with each other, and the user or the creator of this data have to be more confident about the relation. So he have to maintain certain clarity that which table is related to what. and the query is also based on these tables. If there is any mistake in the table relations, the queries may vary. So coming to this Java JDBC drive manager can how can this drive manager is can tolerate can control this data. So that's we are going to learn in this chapter now. And SQL, we know overview SQL in the context of our book database. You will be able to use the SQL discussed here in example. Later in the chapter and in example, the next several substances discuss the SQL keywords listed in the figure. The text to SQL queries and statements. Other SQL keywords are beyond this text scope. So these are the SQL keywords, and these are very important to create the database. So usually a database a person who works on database can easily remember all these data, even though we can. So here these are very important to create a database. So select retrieve data from one or more tables from table involved in the query required in each select. So if we could remember this, it will be very easy when we are working on the database. So here I'm going to show you how to select a basic select query. Let us consider several SQL queries that extend information from database book. A SQL query select row and column from one or more table in a database. Such selections are performed by query with the select keyword. The basic form of the select query is it should be like this: select from table name. So if you search for an ID, if you search for an author, so here it comes. If you enter the your author ID as 1, so if you enter 1 and if you press enter, it shows the author name. So this is one type of creating the query Queries are more important in database. So because of these queries only, a user can use easily by searching only one keyword in that. Where clause. So the clause, all these are basic things. Where clause, in most cases it is necessary to locate a row in a database and satisfy the certain selection criteria. Only row that satisfies the selection criteria, formally called predict predicates, are selected. SQL uses the optional where clause in a query to specify the selections criteria for query. That basic form of query with selection criteria is select column 2 from table name, where the criteria, for example, to select the title editor name. So this is the table look like this, and copyrights. So here I talk about general architecture of JDBC, and here I am showing how the SQL works. Pattern matching any character. An underscore is the pattern. String indicates a single wildcard character that position in the pattern. For example, the following query locates the rows for all other whose last name starts with any character, followed by the letter O, followed by any number of additional characters specified by percentage. So here it shows the select author ID and first name, last name from author, where the last name like. Okay. So while coming to the update statements, update table name. Select column name 1 is equal to value 1. Column name 2 is equal to value 2. Column name n is equal to value n. Where table name is the table to update, the table name is followed by keyword set and a comma specified list of column name. So this is about this is about the table update table. So after designing each table, we need to update in the database. So we after updating only, the data will be stored in the database.